and welcome to the first video of my summer series. Just as an intro for this series, just so you know, this will be my last batch of videos before I am officially no longer a teenager. In my mind, this is a big deal. So I've already put a lot of thought and work behind these videos. Today, I'm gonna keep it simple and do a little DIY craft that I've been a little bit into this past month. It's just air dry clay. And so today, I'm going to be making DIY flower clay earrings. Okay, so here's my setup. In this box, I have all my air dry clay, which I've already used like half of. I've separated it so that it fits better in this box. So I'm just going to be using... Actually, I'm going to be using not that piece, but this piece. Oh my god, there's water in here. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have left that outside in the rain. Thought it was sealed better than that, as long as it didn't dry out. So here's my block of air dry clay, and then I have my little paint palette here and my paint brushes, which are a little bit dirty, but that's okay. And then I have some water here, which really helps. That's something that I found to be very useful, not just for the paint. And then I have all my colors here and Mod Podge, because that's how I seal it up at the end, so that way it lasts better. Also, I bought these little tiny earrings from Michaels, and they're just the fish hook dangling kind. So they're like this, and then you just attach whatever it is that you made to this little hoop at the bottom, and then they dangle. So I'll be using 2 of those today, and I'm going to start out by getting only a small bit of clay out of this brick, because I want these earrings to still be small. I don't want them to be heavy. So I have these 2 small little balls of clay here. I tried to make them pretty even because each one is going to be for each earring. So if I just start them out evenly, then they'll stay consistent. Step 1 is just going to be to get them into their shapes. So right now I'm just making the center of the flower. Everything is going to be proportional to that part of it. That's why I'm starting out with the center. I want it to be pretty small. It would get really out of control if that started out at an incorrect size. Okay, so there we go. So that's piece number 1. I'm just going to already start and make a similar middle piece with the other little ball of clay. Now also, I don't want it to have these little like seams. I want to smooth it out as much as possible, because when it dries, it's gonna dry with a crack in it. They are not the same size, so I need to continue working on that. Make sure these aren't drying out. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this one. I'm just gonna get a little tiny piece, even smaller than before. I'm gonna flatten this out a lot more than I flattened out these. Like, not press them too much together because they're soft and they'll get out of shape if you do that. And I'm just going to continue doing that. And they don't have to be perfect. Flowers are not perfect. I assume that I want 5 petals, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so now you can see all my little petals here that I've put. No piece here is attached. So this is where my handy dandy little trick is gonna come in. I have my little jar of water over here, and I'm just gonna wet my paintbrush. And this is a really small paintbrush because these are small little pieces. So what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna flip it over, and I'm just gonna put some water on this side, so that way these petals can adhere much better. You just have to be patient and gentle. See, they're already sticking together. The water just makes it a little bit stickier. They are very loosely attached right now. It seems that this is really fragile and maybe flimsy, like it won't hold together. You just have to very gently attach them, and then once they dry, that's all it needs. Then once we get into the other steps, we'll really make sure that they are bonded together, and that's why Mod Podge helps a lot. I'm just gonna let it be for a few minutes. It'll dry really quick. I'll probably flip it over and see if it looks as good as I think it does, and in the meantime, I will put together the second flower. Okay, so I flipped them around now, and you can see how they are turning out so far. They look a little different from each other, but that's just part of them being handmade. Something I just thought about, since my paintbrush is so fine, and honestly, it's pretty much dried out because of the paint that I didn't wash out of it. It's actually a good tool because I can add tiny little polka dot things in the center, because that's how flowers actually look. So I feel like that would add cool texture and pattern to this design. Okay, so another thing that I want to add on, just because I don't think it's going to add much weight and I think it'll look really nice, is little stems. Now, I'm just going to make them really small, like really thin. They might snap, but I'm going to try. That might be really thin, I'm not sure. Okay, so here they are. They are easily the most fragile thing that I've made so far. So I'm just already gonna add a layer of Mod Podge just to make sure that everything will stay in one piece as I move on to the next steps. Okay, so I left them out here while we had dinner to dry, and as you can see, they hardened pretty well and they're all together in one piece, and they don't feel nearly as flimsy as they were before. And I haven't even painted them yet, and then I always add more Mod Podge after I paint them, so they're gonna be so much better by the end. So far so good. Right now I'm going to be adding these onto the backs. I'm probably gonna add a little piece of clay behind it. Okay, so here. Okay, so I finished putting together all the parts of the earrings, and now it is time to paint them.
What would your bunny name be?
I'm sorry. Okay.
The second one is choose your birth month. So it is Ginger Sparkle Farts. You are, let's see.
Oh, let's see.
A is Flopsy. Flopsy Wiggle Sniffer. That's yours.
Thanks. So after applying another layer of Mod Podge over the paint, they are finished. I really like the colors and I think that they're perfect for spring and summer.